Hopefully your model, your iModel, is a fantastic data-rich environment, and that data at some point you'll want to extract with other parts of the iTwin services like iModel Console or Design Insights. However, sometimes you just want to be able to see things based on properties. So let's go and have a look at how we can do that. So what I shall do first is to bring back a nice save view I made earlier for these, to highlight these concrete beams. And of course, if I want to be able to do data visualization on an element, I really need to know about it, okay? So what we're really talking about here is element classes. So we're not really talking here about categories, because this is just the level it's drawn at, and this is a label. What we're really interested in is some class information that is held within perhaps a schema and so on. So, you know, we've got a structural type here of beam, we've got a structural material of concrete. So this is the kind of thing we're talking about here, okay? So we know this is a concrete beam and it's rectangular. So let's just deselect that. Now these are the data visualization tool, just slightly moved away from the other tools, but that's fine. And we can see at the moment I've got no data visualization in here. Nothing's been created. So I'm going to create a new one in here. And I'm going to give this a name. And I'm interested in beams, and I'm interested in their length. So I want to be able to visualize them based on their lengths. Okay. So let's just call it beams by length. That's probably a good name. And here's what we were talking about: classes of elements and their properties. So if I was to pick something like a beam, perhaps, and if I just type beam, this is quite useful. Now it could be that I could just select beam. I'm going to go for beam concrete because I knew that these were concrete beams. And these are all the properties that are held by that. And you can see there's quite a lot. So it could be I'm interested in, well, it could be anything in here. But I'm probably interested in something like the length. And it helps if one spells it correctly. Okay, so I'm interested in visualizing these concrete beams by their length. Now I happen to know there's 2 different lengths in here, but if we had 33 different lengths, we'd have 33 different visualization categories, which might not be quite so useful. But let's generate this and see what it does. So it's analyzing my model, and it says, well, I've found 2 beam lengths, one at 6.233 and one at 7.025 meters. And I'm going to color them orange and whatever color this is, but hey, I don't really want that. Let's go for green and red. It'll look quite nice, like so. So the short ones are going to be green, the longer ones are going to be red. Let's go and save that. So as you can see in our data visualization panel now, it's saying, well, I've got a bunch of beams at this length which are going to be green. It's colored the length in green, and this lot in red. And again, we can turn these independently on and off. And then, of course, individual ones if we really wanted to. And, of course, we can then emphasize these and isolate them. Actually, I think we can only isolate them in here. But it's really useful to be able to categorize your data right in here in Design Review and have a look at that. Do remember, though, that if you've got hundreds of beams of hundreds of different lengths, then this may not be quite as useful to you. We are limited at the moment to 16 colours, but hoping that may change to be a more in-depth color picker. It'd be nice to be able to see perhaps a range of colors color them from green to red as they get longer, that kind of thing. Anyway, there we go. That's data visualization, and it's really useful.